The invisible tax on growth. Last year, businesses around the world spent billions of dollars on cutting edge software, yet, ironically, millions of smart, capable employees still spend their entire day copy pasting text from one application into another. Think about that for a second. Why does a company using 20 different world class software tools still rely on human beings to manually move information between them? Every successful technology company we look up to today began not with a business plan but with a deeply frustrating problem. Google wanted to organize a chaotic internet, Stripe wanted to make accepting online payments simple, GitHub wanted to stop developers from losing their minds trying to collaborate on code. None of them started by asking, how do we build a $1 billion company? They started by asking, what is so broken right now that someone desperately needs to fix it? Over the last few months, our team spoke with businesses across entirely different industries, different products, different customers, completely different team sizes. Yet, almost every single one of them suffered from the exact same hidden bottleneck. Their software worked, their systems didn't. Imagine a standard morning in a fast growing company. A new customer fills out an inquiry form, that's step 1. Then, an employee has to manually copy those details into a spreadsheet. Someone else updates the CRM, another person drafts a manual welcome email, while another checks a calendar to schedule a meeting. None of these individual tasks require a computer science degree, but when you multiply those repetitive actions by dozens of clients a day, they quietly consume hours of human potential. But this isn't just about wasted time, it's an invisible tax on growth. During one of our recent automation architectures, we analyzed a team's old operational workflow and discovered a terrifying leak. The salesperson had missed just one follow-up email because it was buried under a mountain of daily software notifications. The customer got tired of waiting and chose a competitor. Nobody even realized a high-value project opportunity was lost completely because of one forgotten manual task. Every manual task is a tax on growth. Software isn't expensive, repetitive work is. We've accidentally turned smart people into the physical glue holding multi-million-dollar software platforms together. And it made us realize we were asking the wrong question. If software is supposed to save us time, why are we spending so much of our time serving the software? The illusion of automation. That exact question forced us into the massive, crowded world of workflow automation. At first glance, the industry looks like it has solved the problem. You've probably seen the closed source giants in this space, platforms that let you visually link one app to another. On paper, it sounds incredibly simple: connect the apps, move the data automatically, save time, problem solved. But as we began implementing these solutions for complex, scaling operations, we hit a hidden catch. Traditional automation platforms operate on strict, rigid boundaries. They charge you by the individual task. If your business grows and your workflows run thousands of times a day, your monthly software bill suddenly skyrockets. Even worse, you don't truly own your infrastructure. If you want to handle highly sensitive data that legally cannot leave your local servers or connect to a unique legacy system, these closed platforms often give you a definitive answer. Sorry, that's not supported. Instead of adapting the software to the business, companies are forced to warp their business operations to fit the limitations of their automation tool. We expected to find dozens of similar tools offering the exact same compromise, but then something completely unexpected happened. Every single developer we talked to and every engineering circle we dug into recommended exactly the same tool again and again and again. n8n. The Story of Nodemation. To understand why this tool caused such a massive shockwave across the industry, you have to look past the code and look at the person who built it. In 2019, a developer named Jan Oberhauser had spent years working deep inside enterprise automation. He kept running into the exact same brick walls: unpredictable, punishing pricing models, zero technical flexibility, and complex workflows that developers couldn't truly control. Most people just accept these trade-offs as the cost of doing business. Jan didn't. But what happened next surprised almost everyone. Instead of building another standard, venture-backed corporate software engine, Jan started building n8n around a radical principle: developers should completely own their automations. Most tutorials online skip this history entirely, and honestly, most people don't even know what the name n8n actually stands for. It's a classic tech numeronym for Nodemation, the letter N followed by the 8 letters inside the word automation ending in N. When Nodemation launched, it completely flipped the market on its head. While legacy platforms asked companies to adapt to the software, N8n asked the software to adapt to the developer. Suddenly, the artificial boundaries vanished. If you wanted to run your systems on your own private, secure cloud, because of strict data privacy laws, you could self-host it for free. If you needed to write custom JavaScript or Python directly inside a node to format complex data, you could. If you wanted to scale your workflows to handle millions of data points without being financially penalized for working hard, you finally could. Today, more than 3,000 integrations exist inside n8n. But here is the wow moment. Thousands of those integrations weren't even built by the company itself. They were built by a massive, passionate global community. Every single time a developer publishes a reusable workflow, thousands of businesses around the world can automate that exact same problem tomorrow morning. Because we realize something profound watching this ecosystem grow. Communities don't rally around code, communities rally around ideas. And the idea here was simple: you should own your technology. The Sustainability Dilemma. But as we spent time studying Jan's journey, we uncovered a much more complex narrative. Imagine spending 5 years of your life building something beautiful, open and free, only to watch a multi-billion-dollar corporation take your code, package it up and sell it before you even make your first million. That is the devastating structural challenge that almost every successful open source project eventually faces. How do you stay open and true to your community while building a sustainable, profitable company? Let's be completely honest. Building software isn't free. Maintaining global infrastructure isn't free. Hiring brilliant engineers to patch security vulnerabilities isn't free. As projects become highly successful, large companies sometimes build commercial services around them, creating an incredibly difficult balance between openness and sustainability. So, how did n8n8 survive? They had to innovate not just on their code, but on their business model. They introduced what is known as a fair code license. It's a brilliant, delicate balance. The code is completely visible and free for individuals and internal business use, but if a giant company tries to take their software and resell it as a competing cloud service to make a quick buck, they are legally required to pay for a commercial license. Rethinking the architecture. Watching how n8n navigated this balancing act was the exact part that resonated with our team at Nirayam Technologies the most. Having started out as an open source team once ourselves, this lesson stayed with us. We realized that building a beautiful piece of technology is only half the challenge. Building a sustainable ecosystem around that technology is where the real work begins. It completely reframed how we approach our own work. Today, when a business comes to us with a problem, we don't just look at it from a technical lens. Because ironically, the biggest bottleneck we usually find isn't the technology itself. It's the process. Installing an automation engine like n8n takes 15 minutes. But deeply understanding a company's unique human operations, finding the structural bottlenecks, and architecting a system that handles them flawlessly, that is where months and years of engineering experience actually matter. We realize our goal isn't just to write code or configure tools. Sometimes the best solution isn't building something brand new, it's helping your existing systems finally work together. And in today's landscape, true automation isn't just about moving data from point A to point B anymore. The real transformation happens when you inject artificial intelligence directly into the bloodstream of those workflows. Let me show you what a modern intelligence system actually looks like in practice. A customer submits a complex, messy inquiry form on your website. Instead of an employee opening it, an AI engine instantly reads the text, understands the context, and classifies the temperature of the lead. The AI then instantly looks up the customer's history in your database, cross-references your team's schedule, and automatically drafts a perfect hyper-personalized email response. Meanwhile, the backend workflow manager coordinates the entire dance. It updates the CRM, sends an instant alert to the account manager on Slack, creates a calendar invite, and places the drafted email in front of a supervisor for a final one-click approval. The repetitive work completely vanishes. The AI does the heavy thinking, the automation handles the heavy lift, and the human makes the final decision. Automation doesn't replace people, it replaces repetition. Great companies don't scale by hiring faster, they scale by repeating themselves less. When we founded Nirayam Technologies, we made a commitment to a single philosophy. Our mission isn't to build more fragmented software for teams to log into, it's to eliminate unnecessary work entirely. Sometimes the answer is AI, sometimes it's automation, sometimes it's a completely custom application. We don't start with the technology, we start with the problem. Because we believe one core principle above all else: technology should adapt to the business, never force the business to adapt to technology. This video was never really just about n8n, it was about a simple, powerful idea. Technology should be a tool that sets you free, not an administrative headache that holds your growth back. This video is episode 1 of our channel's journey, the origin story of why we exist. Moving forward, we are going to use this space to pull back the curtain on modern technology. We'll break down emerging tools, build complex AI systems from scratch right here on screen, and share the principles, architectures, and lessons we've learned building real-world systems. If you are watching this as a developer, I hope this story inspired you to look closer at the architecture of the tools you build. If you are watching this as a founder or a business leader, wondering whether your own daily operations could be simpler, cleaner, and faster, we genuinely love to have that conversation with you. You can find our team and our work at nirayam.com or through the links in the description below. And if conversations like this interest you, stick around. We're just getting started from all of us here at Nirayam Technologies. Thank you for watching.